Hello everyone, I'm Felix, and today I'm going to show you how to do a 3,000-mile maintenance on this car. And today I want to change the transmission fluid, change the oil, because oil life monitor is only 30%. Even I only drove like a little bit over 1,000 miles since the last oil change, because I guess the oil monitor is not only calculate how much mile you drive, it's also count like the when was the last time I changed the oil? I think was last year October-ish. So right now it's around 10 months, so it's only 30%. So let's change the oil and also transmission fluid, because I'm very old school. I believe in like break in. After braking, you need to change the fluid. Nothing hurts. And also I will rotate the tire. Those Michelin tires are super soft, so I think instead of switch like most of the tire rotation shops say 5,000 mile to 7,000 mile, there's nothing hurt. If I rotate every 3,000 mile, and I don't bring to the Costco. Usually I bring my other two cars to Costco because yeah, it's a daily driver. Who cares? But I don't want anyone to damage my nice wheel and the lug nuts, so I will just use a manual tool to do all this. With further ado, let's start it. And because today I'm going to change the transmission fluid, so I probably will not jack it up first. I need to remove the airbox. I think to remove airbox, you need to remove those two bolts and remove the air intakes, because I believe the fuel hole, the transmission fuel hole, is under the air filter box. I did this before because I installed the radiant oil catch can, and that requires you remove the whole box and rewire the coolant hose. To remove this part, be careful, you have a three like attachment right here, so you need to gently pull those out, but this rubber part you won't damage, and gently remove this. And I just always like to put my parts in a box so I don't lose it. Next step, you just remove the sensor connection and remove the wire harness and put away, and then you can see there's the bolts, and you can remove the airbox. And to remove the airbox, you need to lose this part. This one is a 5.5 socket, but if you don't have it, you can just use a screwdriver. It should works fine. And lose the clamp, and also lose those clips, and you can gently wiggle the top part of airbox out. Remove the bottom part of airbox, you remove these bolts and also remove these bolts. How many of you like me? I really absolutely hate those modern clips right here, and the clips right here. Honda, you don't have to do this. You can put the clips, do a better way, probably put nuts or bolts. That will be much easier for us. And this is so hard to remove because I have to use those weird pliers to push this side or this side, and use my finger to squeeze it and to wiggle it out. And this is very good for when they are in the manufacturing production line for workers to assemble them, but definitely from a nightmare for any mechanics work on customers' car, or us who want to maintain our own car. This is terrible. And but when we remove the bottom part of the airbox, we can see there is a 3/8. That's for the transmission fuel plug. Only 3,000 miles, but the airbox getting a little bit dirty. Even there's two bugs inside. And yeah, that's true. Turbocharged get much dirtier and faster than the normal car, right? I have a Camry and a Honda Accord, but I never get this dirty this fast. This is definitely very tight. I don't know why they do that. This is just a few bolts. Yeah, let me get a breaker bar. With a breaker bar, I lose it, and it cracked, sounds like a crack, and I don't get it. Don't do this, Honda, or this is made in US, right? So I lost it. So it's hand loose, but I don't have to remove it now. So right now I just need to jack the car up, because this car don't have a the fully closed subframe, so you have to jack from the side first and then jack from the center. It's not easy. You have to do the two jack method, or you have to have a ramp, whatever, but I recommend the two jack method because it's easier for you to change a brake or rotate tire. And if you do the ramp method. For me, ramp take too much space in my garage. Before jacking it up for the front wheel, we need to lose the lug nuts, because when it's jacked up, like the tire and the wheel definitely will rotate when you lose it. So let's just lose it and jack it up. And when we do tire rotation, rear wheels, you don't have to worry about, because you have the handbrake or emergency brake, so it will get loose. We just lose all those. The jack nuts. Point for this car is very near the behind the what's that called, the undercover. I really don't like this design. I hope every car have a jack point right here, so it will be much easier. And for this car, you just have to slowly jack it up. And also, it's really low, so there's not that much room to give a fuel pump and to lift the car. You have to keep working on it. When the jack height is enough to take this small jack out, then we're good. And we just put a jack stand under it. You can see the lift point is behind the wheel, and that's a jack point. When we properly aim it right, and we slowly drop the jack, put the car on the jack stand. And push car really hard, make sure this is settled down and very solid, set on the jack stand. You don't want to get under the car and get crushed by this. And for extra safety, you even can still put a small jack next to the jack stand. So even that jack stand fail, you won't be crushed. Use screwdriver to remove the flathead and a quarter turn. Only 8 bolts. You don't have to remove those. That's a mistake I made before. So only 1, 2, and they're back 3, 4, and 1, 2. Other side 1, 2. So it's 8 bolts in total. For those who don't know where's the jack point, this is jack point, and that's our engine filter. And this one is the oil drain plug, and the transmission drain plug is right here. I think there's the transmission oil level checking bolt somewhere right here, but since it's manual transmission, I probably just use old way, how much drain out, put in a measuring jar and pour how much in, so I don't have to worry about check the level. I think it should be fine. Even overfill a little bit, underfill a little bit for manual transmission, not a big of deal. I like to use the tool to remove the oil filter first. That's just my preference, okay, because I figure out it's less messier. And let it drain. Take your time. Take the old filter out and make sure the gasket is there, so we don't double gasket. I like to pre-fill the filter. That's just my personal preference. And I use the 0W30 ESP. Let me show you the reason why. Let's look at what owner's manual say. Okay, that's for transmission. And let me show you. It says use Acura genuine motor oil or SN or higher. That's a substitute. Right, like the 0W20. And let's read the Chinese Type R menu. Honda genuine motor oil 0W20 for fuel efficiency. So for aftermarket, you use the C2, C3, C5. So you can use the 0W20, 0W30, 5W30. They use Celsius. Yeah, we use Fahrenheit in US. Yeah, formula to improve fuel efficiency. Also, the purpose is to improve fuel efficiency. So I think, yeah, sure, you can use a 30 with oil. And in my opinion, thicker oil is better for turbo. And those cars are hot and basically give you more margin when the engine runs on extreme condition. And for the transmission part, the Chinese menu says use a Honda MTF. CVT use this, is the same. And if you don't have a MTF, use 0W30 or 5W30, but you might damage the transmission because you don't have a proper additive. Same thing for the US. So Acura MTF, Honda MTF is the same thing. So I'm going to use a 0W30 ESP fulfill the European specs. I like to pre-fill my oil filter. For me, the first star it has oil inside, so don't have a the start without oil. I even know, yeah, might be not a big problem because you are never going to drain out every oil in your engine. There's still left over oil in your engine. Won't be a metal to metal contact. I just do this to, how to say that, to make sure everything works fine. If pre-fill the filter do not make sense, why all the heavy diesel in the aviation we always pre-fill the oil filter. Don't over tie. Okay, other mechanic will hate you, and also it's bad for your car, and it's really hard to take it out. So this should be around like the 14 Newton meter, but I don't use a torque wrench. My old school way is just when the gasket contact the metal surface, I just turn another 3/4. Next step is just remove the drain plug, and because I'm filming by myself, so I cannot show you guys. When you remove, like so, you give a little bit of pressure down, and then remove fast, so you don't spill everywhere. Yeah, this is over 1,000 miles. Looks still very clean and beautiful. But the oil monitor says 30% left, and just change it. For oil is cheap, like that jar oil, I think I bought on deal is only $24. So, and this is 3,000 mile car, and I already changed at a 5,000 mile, I think 1,000 mile, and 1,000 and 1,080. And I always change. I like to breaking oil change. After this, I probably change the oil every 3,000 miles, or whenever the monitor says I need to change the oil. Sometimes the older crash washer can stuck on the oil pan. Just use a pick tool to remove it. And always, I always like to use an old washer. Even sometimes use the old one won't be a problem. But you know, like some people just reuse it and get crash more and more, and then stuck on the thread. I really don't like that. For those you don't know what's a torque spec for this, is 33 foot-pound. I like to put the old oil in the empty jar first to measure how much it drains out. In the manual it says take 5.5 quart, but every time I put 5 quart, it's already full. So let's see how much we drained out. First 3 times when I change the oil, there's some metal flakes you can see under the sunlight, but this time I don't see any metal flakes. Maybe there's some dirt, but you know, I put these things in the garage, so won't be 100% clean. It's oil catch pan, who cares, you know. But there's no metal flakes, which means we finished our engine broke in, and it drained out 5 quart. See, so you don't have to put a 5.5, just 1 jar is good. Yeah, let's remove the oil cap. See how easy it is. I designed this oil cap and to make the oil change easier, and some people say, yeah, can be hot. That's right, because it's metal. But I don't change oil when it's really hot. So remove the dipstick so the air can come in. Yeah, we're just going to fill all the oil inside this engine. Should be exactly on the top mark of the dipstick. I really like this one though. You can buy it from Harbor Freight. Yeah, I just like to let it drain a little bit. Actually, it doesn't matter. Because I won't overfill it and I won't underfill it. So, because we measured how much oil comes out, it's about 5 quart. And I just don't want to waste it because I'm Asian. Let's put the oil cap back on. Give it hand tie. Okay, it's tight. And I usually use a paper towel to wipe around, so make sure it's clean. And let's change the transmission fluid. Drain out the transmission, and that's a fuel. Yeah, let's crack open the transmission drain plug. Let it drain a little bit, and let's inspect the fuel plug and the drain plug. Is there any metal shave? You can put a new washer on, but I inspect this one. It looks like there's not that much crash on it, so I might can reuse it. And I don't have this size. This is bigger than the standard Honda automatic transmission, like the drain plug, so I will just reuse it. Yeah, I retorqued this to 33 foot-pound as a usual, and it seems like the mark lines up, so I think it should be fine. Actually, this is a little bit darker than I thought, but it looks still fine, and no metal shade. And I'm just going to use this jar to measure how much drain out, because this jar is pretty accurate. Did you see? Pennzoil, good jar. Actually, it's not 2.3 quart. We only come out around like 2.1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 2.2 quart. So we only need to add a 2.2 quart, a little bit over 2 liter. Yeah, we can put a long funnel in the fueling pole and pour the transmission fluid inside the. I know there's some good aftermarket brand, probably like the Ames Oil or Redline, but I just use the Honda. I got this pretty cheap, like the $12 per quart from my local dealer. It's not that bad. Actually, the color is very interesting. It's not a green or brownish, it's a little bit red. I think this is red fluid because I got it from dealership, manual transmission fluid. And this just so thin, feel like water. But smells same as what I has been drained out from the transmission. And actually it's very funny. The Honda, they asked me like the $14 or $15 per quart. I went to Acura, it's 12. So not necessarily Acura dealer is more expensive. Ask around, okay, when you need to buy fluid. I put another quart in, probably next bottle I only need to put around 0.2 quart inside. Yeah, around like the 200 milliliter. I mean, this is manual transmission, right? You don't overfill too much, don't underfill too much, just probably like 10, like 5%, 10% range is acceptable. I think this is even better than you use the put the car in level and remove the level checking bolt, because sometimes level checking bolt, depending on the temperature, is also not exactly accurate. So I think this is good enough for me. Some people will just pour from the new bottle. What I do is pour from this new bottle to those old bottle, has a 200 ml, so I know exactly 200 ml. Because look at that, that's a little bit over 2 liter and around 2.2 quart, right? Like so. Then this is so 2 bottle is 1,900 milliliter, 1.9, and then I think add another 200 milliliters, 2.1, and which will meet the spec, how much we has been drained out. Yeah, I torqued the bolt to 33 foot-pound, just as a drain plug. I think for fuel plug, this will be good enough. It's not too tight, it's not too loose. Definitely when I remove the fuel plug, I think the manufacturer over-tied it. There's no need, but drain plug is very easy to take out. I just use my ratchet and push it's off. But this one I have to use the brake bar in the beginning. I don't think that's making sense. The rear jacking point for this car is it's right here. And I think for Civic, it's also right here, but you need to remove a piece of cover. And after that, I can lose the nuts on those rear wheel. I still put a jack stand under it, but I do not fully set the car on the jack stand because I'm not going to under the car. So this is just extra safety, and then we just need to rotate the tire. For front wheel driving car, just move the front tire in the back and cross the direction of the rear tire. So I need to put this one back, put that one in there, in other side, in passenger side. Because there's a bit of rust, so I put a very light coat of a brake lube around the center ring, so it can become anti-seize. You don't have to put everywhere, because if you put too much lubricant on this surface, actually the whole car weight is not holding by those studs. It's holding by the friction force between the wheel and this surface. So that's why we only need to put around the center a very tiny little coat. So in the future you can remove the wheel easily, but you don't change the friction factor too much on this mounting surface. Once you lose all those nuts on ground, so I think it's fine for you to use a power tool to remove them. If you have power tool, if you don't have power tool, just work slowly. After I rotate all the tires, and right now I just need to drop the car from the jack and drop it slowly. Right now I'm going to put everything back and start the car and check if there's no leak under the car. If there's no leak, we can drop the car on the floor, and then we can torque all the wheels. I can tell why Honda designed this. Actually, it's very easy to install. You just click it in. Very fast for manual production line, but terrible for me to remove it. And some people say, yeah, you can stuck a super long ratchet, go through here to lose a fuel bowl, but I don't have that kind of like super long neck funnel, so I have to remove this. And also, this is better to display to people, like to show people how to change the transmission fluid. For those bolts hold the airbox, I just like gently hand tie and make it snug. I don't use the torque wrench. Might be probably like this probably only few inch-pound like this plastic. As far as you gently tie it, it's secure, it's good. I'm not those kind of like crazy people torque down every bolt. I don't think it's necessary, and if you want to do that, that's fine. For those two, you just need to gently tie, even like not hand tie. As far as you feel, okay, this is secure, it's good. And if you're not sure, you always can put some paint mark before you remove it. But I know how tight it should be, so it's good and it's secure. If you over tie it, you might crack the plastic. Don't do that. Let's start the car and see any lights going on, and looks beautiful. Nothing goes on, and we just need to reset the oil life monitor, and nothing wrong. And for this vehicle, you go vehicle setting, and maintenance info, and select the oops. I think I can select all, right? Let me see. Air filter, transmission oil. Let me just select one by one. Oil filter, reset, and select reset item, tire rotation, reset, and reset item, transmission oil. Okay, we're all good, and we just need to get it under the car, see if there's any leaks. The engine sounds beautiful. Every time change the oil, the engine sounds quieter. And there's no oil leaks, so we're good to go to put the undercover back and drop the car on the floor and torque all the wheels. Yeah, we just need to jack the car up again and release the jack stand, and then put the car back into the small jack and drop it. I hate this design. I don't know. This is only designed for dealership. If they have lift, it's easy to serve this car. If you need to jack up this car like the DIY, I think it's tedious. Well, many people don't know the safe way to remove the floor jack stand is like this, and you pop the pin out. So never put your finger between car and this pad. So even the jack floor jack fails, you won't get injured. Aim the car right on the small jack, the jack point, and for the car and the jacking point for the jack should align. And so we can drop the bigger jack and take the jack out. Let's torque down every nut 94 foot-pound, and after we finish that, we're all done. And check the engine oil level. Yeah, 5 quart is perfectly 70% between the low point and high point, so we don't need to add more oil. And after this, we just need to take the test drive, see how transmission behaves. After a test drive about like 10 minutes, everything feels good, but the transmission shift feels slightly different. It's more clicking feel. In the past, you feel like you push it in, like it's not like the kata, something like that. Like this right now is like more feel like how do you see that? It's like more clear. You engage into the gear. I don't know why, but every other thing looks good. And I forgot to drink the oil catch can. But right now it's hot. Probably I will drink a little bit later. Instead of like remove the whole catch can, I probably just want to check the dipstick if you see there's any oil. And it might be I can wait because I just drained it 1,000 miles ago. See. There's only a little bit of oil on the tip, so I guess this catch can still can catch a lot of oil, so I don't need to worry about it. Okay, everything works fine, and this is today's video. And if you have any question, leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching.